There are so many ways to use generative AI while working or for personal matters. One of the great use cases I found for generative AI that is bringing tremendous value is in a sales scenario. In this video, we'll look at how we can use generative AI to help us land a first meeting with a customer, prepare for this meeting, and even practice objection handling. You'll see how what would have previously taken several hours of work for a single customer has now become simple and even fun using AI. My name is Samuel Boulanger, and on this channel, you'll learn how to get more productive using the latest AI innovations. To make sure you don't miss my next videos, please like and subscribe. Okay, let's say I want to reach out to Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella to propose my service as a technology advisor through LinkedIn. Because obviously, the CEO of the biggest company in the world wants to hear about me. You know, I'm a famous YouTuber, Please subscribe. I'll first use a prompt to know more about what is top of mind for a CEO in the tech industry. First, navigate to your favorite AI tool. I'll obviously use Copilot. If you didn't notice, I'm a big Copilot fan. And I'll prompt, describe the top priorities for a CEO in the tech industry when considering the purchase of technology advisory services. We have finding growth, taking on risk, managing regulatory changes, etc. I think it makes sense, but if you don't like the answer, try adding more context to the prompt or tell Copilot to use a specific source of information like Gartner or any other reputable sources. For now, let's copy-paste this output into your favorite note-taking apps as we'll reuse it later. Now, let's go a bit further and see what is top of mind for Microsoft. We have access to the annual report, right? So why not look brilliant like I read the entire document? Because obviously I love reading 100 pages long documents before reaching out. Nope. Let's first navigate to the Microsoft annual report in Microsoft Edge to make sure Copilot is using it to craft its answer. Once it's done, let's prompt, based on this annual report, what are Microsoft's top priorities when considering the purchase of technology advisory services? And the answer is innovation in AI, cloud leadership, operating leverage, and empowering customers. You can see it uses the context of the current page to craft its answer. I could have asked anything about the report. If you want to see how good Copilot is for searching and summarizing documents, I made a video on it and I'll drop the link in the description. For now, let's copy paste it into our OneNote again as we'll use it in a moment. At this point, I already have useful information that will let me craft a good LinkedIn InMail, which would be less generic and have more chance to hit the goal than if I didn't have this information. But please don't limit yourself to the example I just gave. You can get precious information by being creative. For instance, I could have asked for the challenges for a CEO and how I can help solve those challenges as a tech advisor. I could use a report from an authority in the customer industry and use the finding in my outreach by mentioning the report, so it helps build credibility. I can even make a search on the individual himself and his accomplishments if the person has a strong web presence. At this point, the only limit is your imagination. I'm curious to see how you use it, so please drop a comment with your favorite prompts. I'll maybe showcase it in the next video. Now that we made our research, we are ready to craft our message. I'll use a LinkedIn InMail, but it could have been an email or even a phone call script. The first thing I love to do is to ask the AI to use a sales framework to craft the message. It's not mandatory, but by experience, it will prevent it from crafting a boring generic message. Maybe you don't know any framework or you like to try a new one. So let's ask for a list of structured frameworks. We'll ask, list structured frameworks used to craft persuasive and effective messages commonly applied in marketing, sales, and communications strategies. we have IDA, PAS, FAB, the 4Cs, etc. If you want to learn more about one of these, you can simply ask to elaborate. But let's say I want to use IDA. And now I have the top priorities for a CEO in the tech industry, the top priorities of the company based on its annual report, and a sales framework to apply when crafting my message. The only thing missing is a bit of context on the individual himself. Thankfully, we have LinkedIn to provide us with this information. So let's navigate to Satya's profile. From there, we have basic information like, the role, the about section, recent activities, experience, etc. It's not much, but enough to make the message a bit more personalized. We're now ready to craft our final prompt, which is based on the profile on this page. Draft a LinkedIn InMail to introduce my technology advisor services. The goal is to secure a meeting, keep the tone friendly, and apply the IDA technique. I will provide you with the top priorities for a CEO in the tech industry and the top priorities for Microsoft when considering technology advisory services. Use this information to help craft the InMail. What I like to do to make it easier for Copilot to understand and honestly for me to reuse my prompts and not get lost is to add tags. So I'll add top priorities for a CEO, close the top priorities for a CEO. Top priorities for Microsoft, close the top priorities for Microsoft. Now let's copy paste the CEO priorities. And finally, copy paste the Microsoft priorities. And we are now ready to send and see the result. Not too bad. We can see it refers to the customer by his name. It's using the IDA technique effectively. It does a great job of grabbing attention by highlighting how CEOs like him are the forefront of harnessing technology for growth and innovation. It builds interest by emphasizing that the services are tailored to support objectives such as leveraging current technologies, managing risks, and planning for future development. The message creates desire by showcasing the advisory's expertise in AI innovation and cloud leadership, promising valuable perspective and empowering customers in the AI era. This resonates with the CEO's focus on growth and Microsoft's strategic goals. Finally, it prompts action by suggesting a meeting to explore collaboration, making the message actionable and clear. It even includes a call to action to schedule a meeting, ensuring the next steps are clear and straightforward. I'll be honest, it's even better than what I expected. So the only thing left to do is to copy paste and press send. Now, if you're wondering, no, I won't really send it. Now, let's say I did land a meeting and I need to prepare for the conversation by crafting an agenda. Again, we'll use generative AI and we can even reuse the information we gathered from the previous prompt. But this time, let's use I secured a first meeting with Satya Nadella from Microsoft using the following LinkedIn InMail. I need to prepare an agenda for a 25-minute exploration call. The agenda should include topics and questions tailored to the contents of the InMail, addressing the top priorities for CEO and Microsoft's current strategic goal. Please provide a structured outline with specific questions that will help me make the most out of this limited time. Focus on understanding Microsoft's key initiatives, potential areas of collaboration, and how my solutions can align with their strategic objectives. Then again, I'll add the top priorities for CEO, Microsoft, and finally, the LinkedIn InMail I sent previously. Notice that I added a lot of context. I'm mentioning who I am meeting and from which company. Remember that LLMs have been trained on a huge amount of data, so there's a good chance it will have some information on at least the company. Then, since I'm starting from a new conversation, I would provide again the top priorities and the message that landed the meeting. You could even add the whole conversation with the customer which landed the meeting. Finally, I specified exactly what I was expecting because if I don't, Copilot will generate what it considers I might want, which might not be what I want at all. Rule of thumb: you're always best to provide more context than not enough. We're now ready to send. I now have 7 points of discussions with relevant questions for each one, all aligned with the specific needs of my customer. Maybe that's not exactly what I wanted. If it's the case, I can always ask you to try something else or to modify a part. You'll get the best out of generative AI by iterating, so don't shy away from trying again, asking for multiple versions or specific modifications from the output. Finally, in preparation for the meeting, I'd like to practice my objection handling skills. That's totally something Gen AI can do. You only need to act like a CEO in the technology industry who is apprehensive about the cost of leveraging my technology advisory services. Simulate a conversation discussing the value and benefits of my services. Copilot is generating a conversation between a CEO and a technology advisor, which will help me prepare for the objection I might face during a real conversation. And it's even providing me with the answers I should give. This is great, but let's push it further and have a little fun. We'll do a role play, and you can even use the voice mode to make it more engaging and fun if you want. This time we'll act like a CEO in the technology industry who is apprehensive about the cost of leveraging my technology advisory services. Let's do a role play. You will be the CEO and I will be the seller. Present me with an objection and wait for my response.
As the CEO, I'm always looking for ways to ensure our company stays ahead of the curve with the latest technology. However, I must admit, I'm quite apprehensive about the costs associated with leveraging technology advisory services. We've been managing our IT in-house, and while I see the potential benefits of expert advice, I'm concerned about the return on investment. How can you assure me that the value you provide will outweigh the costs?
Because I'm really good.
I appreciate your confidence, and it's great to hear that you believe in the quality of your services. However, as a CEO, I need more than just confidence to make a decision. I'm looking for concrete data and case studies that demonstrate how your technology advisory services have led to cost savings and efficiency improvements for other clients. Can you provide me with some examples or metrics that illustrate the return on investment we can expect?
Yes, I have some examples. My wife and kids always told me I'm the best. You need to trust me.
While I value the support of your family, as a CEO, my decisions must be based on business outcomes and empirical evidence.
Okay, I think you get it. Now, I was just having a bit of fun, but I think you can all see how powerful it can be to prepare for a real live sales call. And it's not just limited to sales. You can use it for any other use cases you might think of, like asking for a promotion, playing the role of a customer calling to your customer service, or doing a performance review if you're a manager. This was our last example for today, folks. Hope you've learned something new. Either it's industry research, annual report summarization, message crafting, conversation preparation, and finally role play. I'm sure you'll have a lot to try. I'm curious to know what you think of these use cases and how it goes for you, so please don't hesitate to drop a comment. If you want to learn more about using AI for productivity, I have a lot of other videos available, like this one where I discuss the best practice when prompting. If you like my video, the best way to support me is to like and subscribe to this channel. See ya!